His Lordship for taking time out of his busy schedule to inaugurate the program and to guide and encourage us. Welcome, my Lord. On behalf of NALSA, I welcome Ms. Rekha Sharma, Honorable Chairperson, National Commission for Women, under whose leadership many initiatives have resulted in actualization of rights of women and enhancing their capacities at the grassroots. I also welcome Honorable Executive Chairpersons of 8 SLSAs, Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal. We are extremely grateful for having the presence of their lordships. I also welcome the officers of WCD and also NCW and from other states who are joining us. On this event, we are also being joined by chairpersons of state women commissions and the secretaries of state women child department and also by district magistrate Amethi. I welcome you all. I also extend welcome to my brothers and sisters, member secretaries and secretaries of legal service institution who at the state and district level are bridging the justice gap for the weaker and marginalized section of the society. I also welcome resource persons, panel lawyers, and the PLVs who will remain pivotal in implementing the program. The entire program of legal empowerment of women has been conceptualized with a specific roadmap for reaching out to women and empowering them in 285 districts of 8 participating states. A total of 570 legal awareness programs will be held under the project. Women will be made aware of their rights and entitlement under the Constitution of India and under various laws relating to women. To monitor the activities under the program on real-time basis, use of mobile application based on GPS will be made. It will provide location-specific information, including photographs of awareness program with time and number of participants. Nodal officers have been deputed at state level and also at district level. It will be monitored by the secretaries of district legal service authorities. I hope that this program will lead to meaningful and effective empowerment of women, as empowered women work equally, progress equally, and live with no fear. With this note, I once again welcome and thank you all. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Ms. Rekha Sharma, Chairperson, National Commission for Women, to deliver the keynote address. Ma'am.
Thank you so much. Good morning and very happy Independence Day to everyone. Honorable Justice N.V. Ramana, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Executive Chairman of 8 participating states, Secretary WCD, he's left, but he was supposed to be here in this program. Member Secretary NALSA, Chairperson of the State Commissions for Women, Member Secretary NCW, members of the Commission. First of all, good morning to everyone. And I think we are today addressing in UP and in Amethi, so I would like to give my address in Hindi. If there are local participants, it will be easy for them to understand. तो मेरा सबको पहले तो स्वतंत्रता दिवस पर बहुत हार्दिक बधाई। आज हम ये एक अपनी तरीके का एक अनोखा प्रोग्राम लेके आए हैं। लीगल अवेयरनेस प्रोग्राम्स हम करते आए हैं, लेकिन हम लोग अधिकतर ऐसे प्रोग्राम्स डिस्ट्रिक्ट हेडक्वार्टर्स में नहीं कर पाते थे, सभी डिस्ट्रिक्ट तक नहीं पहुंच पाते थे, ज्यादातर कैपिटल सिटीज में करते थे और स्टेट कमीशंस के साथ करते थे। इस बार हमने नालसा के साथ ये प्रोग्राम करने की सोची और क्योंकि इनका नेटवर्क, आप सबका नेटवर्क हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में है, डिस्ट्रिक्ट लीगल सर्विस अथॉरिटीज हैं, स्टेट लीगल सर्विसेज अथॉरिटीज हैं, और हम लोगों का ध्येय एक ही है, महिलाओं का सशक्तिकरण करना। हम सभी लोग आज जब भी हम महिला सशक्तिकरण की बात करते हैं तो कहीं न कहीं हम पीछे छूट जाते हैं। वो इसीलिए चाहे हम उनके अधिकारों की बात करें या किसी चीज़ की भी बात करें, लॉज़ अपनी जगह है, कानूनों को हमने बहुत जब टाइम टू टाइम चेंज किए हैं। कई सुप्रीम कोर्ट के रूलिंग्स ने ऐसे महिलाओं को सशक्त करने के लिए कुछ ऐसे रूलिंग्स भी दिए हैं। लेकिन इन सब वजहों के बाद भी इन सब जो भी कानून व्यवस्थाएँ सरकार बनाती है, प्रशासन जो भी काम करता है, इन सब के बावजूद हम लोग क्यों नहीं आज तक महिलाओं को सशक्त कर सकते या वो इसलिए मुझे लगता है कहीं न कहीं अज्ञानता और जागरूकता ना होना। 2 चीज़ें हैं जो हमारी महिलाओं को पीछे रखते हैं और स्पेशली जब हम बात करें कि डिस्ट्रिक्ट के छोटे जगहें जहाँ छोटे-छोटे गाँव हैं, ग्रामीण इलाके हैं, वहाँ महिलाओं को अपने अधिकारों की जानकारी नहीं है। और अगर हम मुझे लगता है कि एक एक जो चाबी है सशक्तिकरण की, वो सिर्फ़ जागरूकता में है। जब तक महिलाओं में वो जागरूकता नहीं आएगी कि हमारे क्या अधिकार हैं, कानून ने हमारे क्या अधिकार बनाए हैं, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ने हमें क्या अधिकार दिए हैं। महिलाएँ पहले तो अपनी बात रख नहीं पाती हैं और रख पाती हैं तो बहुत समाज की बहुत सारी ऐसी उनके ऊपर प्रॉब्लम्स हैं और समाज ने जिस प्रकार से उनको घेर के रखा होता है, वो बात इसलिए नहीं कर पाती क्योंकि उन्हें पता नहीं है कि कानून में उनके अधिकार है कि वो अपनी बात कह सकें अगर उनको प्रॉब्लम है। अब आप छोटी-सी बात ले लीजिए घर में डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस है, तो पहली बात तो घरवाला नहीं चाहेंगे, घरवाले चाहेंगे नहीं कि वो पुलिस तक पहुँचे और पुलिस के पास भी पहुँचती है तो वो भी कहीं न कहीं उनको दूर रखने की कोशिश करते हैं कि वो एफआईआर ना करें, उनका भी काम बढ़ता है। लेकिन उनको ये जानकारी नहीं है कि एफआईआर करना पुलिस का पहला काम है, वो बाद में देखें कि उनका केस सही है या झूठा है, लेकिन पुलिस उनको अंदर आने से एफआईआर करने से रोकती इसलिए और वो रुक भी जाती हैं क्योंकि उनको अपने अधिकारों का नहीं मालूम। अब रात को महिलाओं को कोई भी अरेस्ट नहीं कर सकता, लेकिन ये भी जानकारी इतनी छोटी-सी जानकारी भी महिलाओं के पास नहीं होती और इन सभी छोटी-छोटी जानकारियाँ अगर हम उनको दें तो मुझे लगता है ये पहला कदम होगा सशक्तिकरण की ओर। एजुकेशन उनका राइट है प्रॉपर्टी इक्वल प्रॉपर्टी ये कहाँ मालूम है महिलाओं को कि इक्वल प्रॉपर्टी उनका राइट है। अभी भी सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने एक रूलिंग में रिइटरेट किया है कि अधिकार समान है चाहे लड़कियां हो या लड़के, लेकिन फिर भी महिलाओं को कहीं न कहीं इन सब चीज़ों से और ये समाज में होता आया है कहीं न कहीं हम सब इसके ज़िम्मेवार हैं क्योंकि हम भी समाज का हिस्सा हैं और हमारी ये ज़िम्मेवारी है। नेशनल कमीशन फॉर वुमेन ये अपनी ज़िम्मेवारी समझता है कि हमें ये जागरूकता देना, चाहे वो आम औरत हो या ऑफिस गोइंग वुमन हो जिसको अपने उसको सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट एट वर्क प्लेस के लॉज का नहीं पता, एक्ट का नहीं मालूम कि कोई एक्ट है जिसमें उनको आईसी इंटरनल कमेटी का एक ऑफिस में होना ज़रूरी है, ये भी नहीं मालूम। तो हम लोग चाहेंगे कि ये जो रोज़मर्रा के छोटे-छोटे अधिकार हैं कानून ने दिए, जो हमारे संविधान ने दिए महिलाओं को, वो हम उन तक पहुँचाएँ ताकि आगे आने वाली ज़िंदगी में चाहे वो काम करें या घर में रहकर बच्चों को पालें, उसमें भी उनको जो भी अधिकार है वो मालूम हो तो उनकी ज़िंदगी शायद बेटर हो और आज इससे अच्छा कोई मौका नहीं हो सकता हमारा 74th इंडिपेंडेंस डे है और इससे अच्छा आज कोई नहीं हो सकता कि हम शुरुआत आज करें। मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगी नालसा के सभी अधिकारियों का जिन्होंने हमारे साथ मिलकर हम क्योंकि काफ़ी दिन से उनके साथ कोऑर्डिनेशन बनाए हुए हैं और ये इसीलिए सफल हो पाया क्योंकि आप सबने हमारा साथ दिया। हमारा जो विज़न था शायद आप लोगों का भी सभी वही विज़न है, हम सबका विज़न एक है कि हम महिलाओं को सशक्त करें और जागरूकता से सशक्त करें। इसी के साथ मैं धन्यवाद फिर से देना चाहूँगी जो आज सभी लोग मौजूद हैं, स्पेशली हम ये प्रोग्राम अमेठी से कर रहे हैं शुरुआत, और उनके डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट भी आज मौजूद हैं इस प्रोग्राम में, मैं उनका भी धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगी। स्मृति जी से भी मेरी बात हुई और वो भी इस प्रोग्राम को क्लोजली वॉच कर रही हैं, और उनकी भी शुभकामनाएं हम सबके साथ हैं। धन्यवाद, एंड आई ओवर टू you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Now I request and invite Honorable Mr. Justice N.V. Ramana, Judge, Supreme Court of India, and Executive Chairman NALSA, Ms. Rekha Sharma, ma'am, to release the handbook and IAC material. I would like to mention here that IAC material has been prepared in coordination with All India Reporter, Nagpur.
The bigger book?
Handbook contains all the relevant laws relating to women, and the booklets also contain briefly the information about the various laws. This is the handbook published by NALSA. This will be widely used during the course of this, and other booklets also have been published. These booklets will be translated into vernacular. Thank you, my lord. Thank you, ma'am. Honorable Mr. Justice N.V. Ramana, Judge, Supreme Court of India, and Executive Chairman NALSA, to deliver the presidential address. Lordship.
Mr. Chauhan, can I?
My lord, my lord. My lord.
Can I start?
My lord, my lord, my lord. My lord is audible.
Yes. Honorable Executive Chairpersons of States of Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh, and West Bengal. Chairperson, National Commission for Women, Madam Rekha Sharma, Mr. Ashok Kumar Jain, Member Secretary, NALSA, Member Secretary, National Commission for Women, Madam Meeta Rajiv Lochan, Secretary, Ministry of Women and Child Development, Chairpersons, State Women Commissions, Secretaries, State WCDs, District Magistrate Amethi, Member Secretaries of State Legal Service Authority, Secretaries of District Local Service Authority, Member Secretary NCW, Members of NCW, Joint Secretary NCW, Deputy Secretary NCW, Resource Persons, Nodal Officers, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you all a happy 74th Independence Day. Today is a celebration of Independence Day, which is also a celebration of the contribution of women to our freedom struggle, which requires a special mention. Most nations have recognized equality and dignity of women, whether under their constitution or otherwise. While there cannot be any compromise in gender equality, we shall all realize, we have to realize that merely having lofty declarations in law would not satisfy the requirement to uplift women who are discriminated day in and day out. We need to observe the words of Mahatma Gandhi, who once said, I quote, to call women the weaker sex is a libel. It is man's injustice to women. If by strength is meant brute strength, then indeed is woman less brute than man. If by strength is meant moral power, then woman is immeasurably man's superior, unquote. Since ages, women across the globe usually had a subservient position to women, legally as well as culturally. However, for the past 5 decades, such a scenario has slowly changed. We need to understand that the change with respect to women rights have come about very slow. In India, women had right to vote and other rights from the very inception of independent India. Historically, women have been discriminated due to patriarchal ideology rampant in tradition and norms. However, with the liberalization and regeneration of women empowerment movements, the status of women has transformed. With economic independence and education, women have a better opportunity to compete with the man in any field. The traditional norm of caregiver and breadwinner earner does not attach itself to gender stereotypes anymore. Traditional roles are changing within the family, as is the structure of the family itself. There is no doubt that we are in the midst of great revolution in the history of women. The evidence is everywhere. The voice of women is increasingly heard in parliament and courts. We are also seeing a large number of women coming to the streets to raise their voice against injustice, violation of fundamental rights, authoritarianism, and police brutality. I would like to take a pause and appreciate the boldness of such women and their conviction and commitment to the cause. I would also like advice to the state commission, women commissions to work independently and decide themselves to protecting the rights provided to women under the constitution without any bias. But at the same time, unfortunately, due to lack of literacy and oppressive traditions, millions of women in this country are mostly unaware of their rights. The source of inequity within our society often lies in lack of awareness and resources to take advantage of the laws. Absence of information and legal awareness often prevents women from taking advantage of progressive policies. Therefore, broad-based awareness campaigns must be parallelly undertaken along with policy changes. Evidence suggests that change in social norms is often effectuated through informal mechanisms such as raising awareness rather than formal mechanisms such as legislation or judicial intervention. The legal empowerment of women not only enables them to advocate for their rights and needs in the society, but also increase their visibility in the legal reform process, improves their capacity to obtain meaningful remedies. But to make these awareness programs effective, we must ensure that women's rights are widely known among both women and men alike. In this respect, United Nations Women's Group has stated that men and women who did not have opportunities to question gender roles, attitudes, and beliefs cannot change them. Women who are unaware of their rights cannot claim them. Now, coming back to the legal aid movement in India, the legal aid statute provides that all women are eligible for legal aid regardless of income or economic status. This is a very important factor. This positive discrimination has been made in favor of women as despite of many laws for their protection and welfare policies for their upliftment, women still remain one of the most vulnerable and marginalized sections of the society. Very few percentage of women gain access to justice even though several laws have been enacted, protecting them against violence and abuse. Legal service authorities have, through their large network spreading across districts of the country, have been carrying our various legal aid programs for women. Such programs are not confined to providing legal representation before the courts, but extend to outreach strategies, and including legal awareness programs, assistance to victims of crime, legal advice, settlement of disputes through local adalats and mediation, compensation to victims of crime and legal assistance to women prisoners. I would like to give some facts and figures of the recent past. 1.96 lakh awareness programs were conducted in 2019, which were attended by around 2.68 crores people. In almost every program, women and girls participated. In 2019, through legal service clinics, assistance was provided to 14.27 lakh persons, which also included women. In legal services camps, people are connected to their rights and entitlements under various laws and welfare schemes. In 2019, again, 13.62 lakh persons were connected to their entitlements. Thousands of them are women. 2.65 lakh women were provided representation before the tribunals and courts. In one of the pan-India campaigns focusing on women prisoners, one-to-one interaction was done with 91% of the women prisoners who are in jails. Those in need of legal aid were provided with them. They were also apprised about their rights under various laws. With respect to the amount of compensation being paid to victims of acid attacks, there is an increase of 97.03% since 2016 and 2017. From April to June 2020, because of this corona epidemic pandemic, in domestic violence cases, legal assistance and advice was provided to 3,443 women. About 662 cases were settled through mediation. In 441 cases, petitions were filed in the courts. In the legal aid movement, women are playing a major role. 12,155 family panel lawyers and 24,000 paralegal volunteers are enrolled across the country, and they have been contributing a lot from the legal awareness to legal assistance. This project will be implemented primarily by the female lawyers at the grassroots. Now today, I have released the handbook, which is that handbook of laws relating to women. It has provided a lot of information, particularly with reference to the areas of the fundamental rights, directive principles, fundamental duties, and constitutional remedies in the Constitution, as well as Protection of Women and Domestic Violence Act, and several provisions under the Indian Penal Code and other acts which are relating to crime against women, girls, and also health rights of women regarding medical termination of pregnancy, as well as preconceptions of prenatal diagnostic techniques, etc. Women arrestees and prisoners, rights of suspects and arrestees, as well as rights of women prisoners. Apart from that, the provisions under the Child Marriage Act, the Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizens Act. Apart from that, the different provisions under the Legal Service Authorities Act, National Commission for Women, and Victim Compensation Scheme under Section 357A of the CRPC. This is a very valuable book, and already I directed the NALSA to translate these books in the vernacular language, and the steps are already taken. In short time, we are going to release in the local languages also. To maximize our outreach, we will also take in the support of technology and the social media, as well as electronic and print media. It is crucial to utilize all available methods in order to reach out to women, especially in the rural and far-flung areas. And I appreciate Chairperson Madam Rekha Sharma, National Commission for Women, for contributing and taking active participation in these programs. And Madam Rekha Sharma, it appears she is working since 2015 and giving new dimensions to the activities conducted by the Commission, and also improving the conditions of women throughout the country. And I appreciate the Secretary, Member Secretary, Meeta Rajiv Lochana, efficient organizational skills and organizing the program, several programs, including the today's program. I also appreciate Ashok Kumar Jain, Member Secretary, and his team, constantly making efforts to make the motto of the legal service authorities, that is access to justice, a reality. Now, I also sincerely thank the AAR, All India reporter, who has contributed valuable material in the books which are just now released. Lot of information was given to them. It was which will be made use for, by the NALSA State Legal Service Authorities and the National Commissioner for Women. And I also directed the authorities to translate this information to the in the vernacular language. Now, friends, let us collectively take the responsibility of making our women more aware about their rights. NALSA and National Commissioner for Women have been doing their respective work and fulfilling the constitutional obligations in the past several years. I hope and wish that this program effectively and meaningfully contributes to the legal empowerment of women in India. Let us cherish those ideals for which our forefathers fought long and hard. Our true independence lies in making India a nation where women are safe, self-reliant, self-sufficient, and have the freedom to pursue their dreams. May their dreams always come true. And I sincerely thank NALSA authorities, National Commissioner for Women, and State Commission for Women, as well as the State Legal Service Authorities and other friends for participating and giving this opportunity. I sincerely thank everybody once again. Thank you.
Thank you, my lord. Thank you for insightful and inspiring words. Now I request Ms. Mita Rajiv Lochin, Member Secretary, National Commission for Women, to deliver the vote of thanks. Ma'am.
Friends, I would like to, on behalf of NCW, thank all those present who have contributed to making today's program such a great success. In particular, I would like to thank Justice, Honorable Justice N.V. Ramana, Judge of the Supreme Court and Executive Chairman NALSA. Thank you, sir, for your inspiring and motivating words and your summing up of the situation today. Your words would give all of us greater strength and energy to work towards the cause of empowering women through legal awareness. I would also like to thank our chairperson, Rekha Sharma ji. Rekha ma'am has been working tirelessly for the cause of women for many years now. She has played a key role in stitching together this program and in effecting the collaboration between NCW and NALSA. Thank you, ma'am, for your constant inspiration. It is very good to know, and I would like to thank the executive chairman of the State Legal Services Authorities who took time out to attend today's event. Executive Chairman Andhra Pradesh SLA, Justice Rakesh Kumar ji, Justice Sangeet Raj Lodha, Chairman Rajasthan SLA, Justice Sanjay Yadav, Executive Chairman MP State SLA, Justice N. Kotishwar Singh ji, Executive Chairman Assam SLA, Justice A.A. Sayed, Executive Chairman Maharashtra SLA, Justice Pankaj Kumar Jaiswal, Executive Chairman UP, Justice M.S. Ramachandra Rao ji, Executive Chairman Telangana SLA, Justice Shri Sanjeev Banerjee, Executive Chairman West Bengal State Legal Services Authorities. Friends, we at NCW collaborate all the time with the state women's commissions, and thanks is due to all the chairmen and members of the state women's commissions who participated in today's program. Their contribution would be very, very important going forward to see that it would be a success. Also important is the collaboration and presence of the state secretaries of the Women and Child Development Departments, Honorable Member Secretary NALSA Ashok Kumar Jain ji, other staff of the NALSA and the State Legal Services Authorities. Finally, I would like to thank the member secretaries of all the various legal services authorities of the 8 states. my own colleagues in the National Commission for Women, our Joint Secretary, Shri Asholi Chalai, and all the other members and officials. All of us have worked together for today's program, and we all look forward to working together and collaborating to work for the cause of empowerment of women through legal awareness. Once again, I would like to thank all of you for giving time for making today's program a success. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. With Lordship's permission, may we end today's session, my lord? My lord. With this, we end today's session. Once again, we are grateful to all of you for sparing your time to join us. On behalf of NALSA and NCW, I thank all the participants for attending this webinar. Thank you very much. Jai Hind. Happy Independence Day. Namaskar.